So the other discussion about contracts with AEW has been about Fox. And everybody's been buzzing about this supposed Fox deal that AEW was doing. Well, with WWE programming now exiting Fox Sports Mexico and AEW announced yesterday a new multi-year TV deal. Fox Sports Mexico, not Fox Sports, not in the U.S. All this defense of the Fox Network deal had to do with Fox Sports Mexico, which at no point I don't think anybody brought up. I was surprised. I didn't even know. I'm like, oh, they were fighting for Mexico? For Mexican TV? Oh, okay. I thought they were looking to replace SmackDown. That's what I thought all these AEW fans were saying. They said, oh, no, they're replacing SmackDown because SmackDown couldn't cut it with Fox, but AEW can. Yeah, they'll fill those shoes. By the way, do you think that, I doubt that they have like the cross streams or anything, but could you imagine what the Christmas party would be for Fox News Mexico and Fox News America? Yeah, very different. Can you imagine like all those weather girls in Mexico? Fantastic. But of course, let me continue on with this part of the article. The deal will bring all of AEW's programming, including pay-per-views to Fox Sports Mexico. So all this deal shit with Warner Brothers and them having a partial ownership, an alleged partner ownership of AEW and a subscription discount. If you subscribe to Fox Sports Mexico, you get Dynamite, you get Collision, you get Rampage, you get Wrestle Dream, all of it on Fox Sports Premium for one fucking price. Who the fuck is Wrestle Dream? What's that again? Wrestle Dream is their new pay-per-view or their PLE that's happening this weekend. Oh, that's the show. Oh, yeah. I thought he just named the promotion that now. He's like, oh, Wrestle Dream. In addition, Fox Sports Mexico will also have a local show titled All Elite Show airing every Monday night, recapping the events of the week, which also previews the matches that will take place that week. So they will even have their own localized programming on Fox Sports Mexico that will only be for Fox Sports Mexico. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think, and this is it too, like, okay, I'm willing to entertain this, all right? Do you think that they, similarly to how back in the day, TNA had that nice, sweet deal with fucking India, do you think that AEW may be able to mildly, actually kind of easily undercut WWE? Because obviously Tony doesn't care about making money, but just the idea of going into Mexico and being like, we're the number one promotion in Mexico. Oh, I'm sure that's what they're going to try. Yeah. But you're telling me that AEW's going to bump out CMLL and AAA and WWE events? Oh, Tony will cut them all a check. Tony will cut CMLL, let you see him and AAA a check. He didn't give a fuck. You think he's going to try that shit that WWE did a while back? Wasn't there, and we're digging years back, wasn't there a point where AEW was trying to get these shows and WWE went ahead of them and bought the venues for no fucking reason other than AEW wanted to do a show there? Like, this story sounds familiar. I seem to remember it. I think it was pretty funny if they did. I think it happened like in 2022 or something, 2021. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. But dude, this is also, you were talking about this before. Listen, Conan obviously has some level of vested interest. Like I said, he can keep one or two fingers in Tony's pocket, not make bigger riffs, right? And keep that shit going. But there's obviously also some potential for anybody that works for these feds in Mexico. And I'm sure that Stephanie Vacor girl picked it up pretty quick, which she probably left to WWE because she said, I have a real opportunity, I'll go do that. I have the talent to carry it, so fucking peace out. But these Mexican promoters also know to some degree that Tony, in all of his foolishness, will subsidize the money that they don't want to or can't pay. If I got guys that are working for me, and I think I use the analogy just like a bar, right? Where if I got a little bar and there's a couple good bartenders and I'm paying them $75 or $100 to come for a few hours, they drink for free, they flirt with some girls, they throw a couple people out of the fucking door. It's an easy night for them, right? Right. Easy night, sure. It might be easier for me to say, hey guys, I only got $75 or $100 to give you for this. If there's a fancy bar down the street that employs them 3 times a month, that pays them $500, $600, $700 a night, right? Where they go, oh yeah, all right, I guess I'll stop by and make that. But here's the thing too that you have to add on to that. This is where the conspiracy kind of sets in. Conan obviously, Congress never like a broken relationship. But at that same point, I would not be surprised if, especially with guys like Hologram coming up on Dynamite this week, I would not be surprised if AEW starts using those talents in Mexico, not only to bring them in to bolster the roster a little bit, because I do. Don't you just have a feeling that there's a big bus flip coming and a lot of apologies from Tony Khan? I just have this feeling that if Tony Khan in any way is going to try and get people to believe that underneath this conservative guidelines that Dave's talking about, AEW can flip it and make some actual revenue. But I digress. By using local CMLL and AAA type talent, local wrestling talent in Mexico on TV, those talents would not only do it for pennies on a dollar, but they would also do it to get that exposure to American audiences. Yeah, but let's also be real, man. There's a reason why there's only a handful of like lucha guys that leave that area and can make it on American television. Yeah, but a lot of them is online though. Mexico knows that too. AAA and CMLL know that too. Everything is online. If you can garner some interest and get people to buy hologram merch that somehow gives CMLL a paycheck, I think they're gonna take it. And I think that's where AEW can show its strength. If they can dominate Mexico, kind of like the way TNA did back in the day, but if they can be that promotion that has genuine ties to Mexico and do well by it, unlike what AEW did with TNA, but if they can do well with it, you would almost assume that they look at that as a positive, that their boys get to wrestle a show outside of the normal talent that they have, they get to develop themselves on an American TV wrestling program, and then be exposed on different shows, because we know that all those shows are going to get clipped. If there's an all-elite show in Mexico, chances are Warner Brothers is probably going to have a variant of that when it finally is everything is said and done on the Warner Brothers side for TNA. Yeah, but Mitch, let's be real. Let's be realistic about a lot of these guys, okay? Vikingo looks like a backyard wrestler and works like a backyard wrestler from a music video clip made in 2005 on Kaza to Traps. I understand it. You don't have to sell me on that, dude. I know, it's just, these people aren't good. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody, how dare you not say El Hijo de Banana Cream Pie is not the great thing. Most of those guys are complete shit. They're the shits. And that's why they're not on American television and nobody goes for them. That's why fucking when Ray came to America, it was like, oh shit, Ray's killing it. Psychosis, when he came to America, oh shit, Eddie, when he came to America, oh shit. Because the vast majority of those lucha guys couldn't move, couldn't work, had no personality, couldn't cut a promo, and sucked. And to this day, the vast majority of them check all those boxes. But I have to disagree with you on this premise alone. While you are saying that they suck, and I'm not a fan of that style, that's the style that AEW drives. That's the style that they like. That's the people that they hire. So while we're saying 300,000 people watch their show, I'm not disagreeing with you, but what I'm saying is that they're sticking to their guns, and they're not changing. They're not going to a big man style. There's no last monster standing in AEW. There's nothing like that. It's going to be a lot of shows that will encapsulate talent and give those flippy matches that the AEW crowds desire. Dude, we both like Lucha Underground a lot, right? Yeah, absolutely. How many of the guys on Lucha Underground were trained in the United States of America? Half. More than half. Okay, more than half. Oh, for sure, dude. The guys, the girls, the vast majority of them were trained in the United States or, California. For sure. Okay, well.
It's not your fault. What happened?
We're trained in the United States or, California. For sure. Okay, well. Close enough.
Hello, Moto.
But no, there's a huge lucha, obviously, in California. But that's the difference, though, too, is the reason why Lucha Underground connected with a lot of us as Americans is because it wasn't the inherently flippy style that you see in Japan, that you see in Mexico. Like, Canada doesn't have an inherently flippy style. America doesn't have an inherently flippy style. Sure, there's random indie promotions that, bolster that stuff, but for the most part, that's not American style of wrestling. That's not what you think of. When you think of American pro wrestling, you think of big guys, you think of muscular dudes. That's our stereotype. When it comes to Mexico, when it comes to Japan, when it comes to AEW, that's what they want. Honestly, I would not be surprised. And then let me know if you feel this way, too. I think John Moxley and his ilk are the last ones pushing for these extra bloody matches. I think if John Moxley left and Eddie Kingston left AEW, it would be 90% flippy matches. No, you're probably right. I mean, let's call it what we see on television anyways. Which, by the way, you want to talk about, hey, which turd-filled bowl do you want to put your straw in? Do you want to put it in the guys who can't work and slowly lumber around and don't sell and bleed toilet bowl? Or do you want to put it in the toilet bowl of 150-pound guys who have no psychology and don't sell and have zero personalities and have nothing to offer? Like, which one you want to take a big old sip out of? And that's really, I mean, one of the multiple reasons why that show is unwatchable and people don't give a fuck. There's no balance. The talent that they do have, it's impossible to get behind them because they will be smoted or used like shit or pushed too quickly or not pushed at all or disappear for months at a time. Like, hey, MJF got over for, came back and got over and turned heel and he's gone. Yeah, it's this clip too from Cultaholic Joe when he was talking about that and obviously talking about the new shows on Fox Sports Mexico. Somebody comes on the Wrestle Dream call. He said it's not a bad thought. It's an interesting thought about a brand split. I definitely have considered many iterations of roster management and still working on some really interesting things in terms of the future of AEW media, the future of the roster. It's early to speculate on it, frankly, going into the new deal and what's to come, but it's a very interesting thought. He sounds like Donald Trump. And to be honest, I have reflected on it and thought about it. Like, a total non-fucking answer. A total non-answer. It's not a bad thought. I thought about it. There's definitely been some thinking. And I weighed out the idea of those thoughts. They were wonderful thoughts. They were the most beautiful. I'll tell you, they were great thoughts. Right. I had thoughts. They were huge. You know who does? I'll tell you who doesn't have thoughts. He goes right, just shitting on someone else. Yeah, there's no sense to this. Yeah.